Welcome back. In this video we're going to talk about the use of AI in internal management, which is a little bit more the behind the scenes apparatus of how governments work. They are still organizations and they also have to keep their own processes going. And AI actually has a huge potential for the use inside the internal management. So it has not to do so much with what citizens experience, it's really more on the inside of the organization. And AI has been seen to being used in various forms of these kind of internal operations. They range from improving the recruitment of civil servants, as you will see in the example about Tengai, but also what is more about the allocation of the staff members that they already have. So, for instance, you can think about inspection agencies that have to inspect a lot of different kinds of objects or people or businesses. They cannot inspect all of them, as you can imagine, but how to best prioritize or allocate the staff that they have already, AI can help with that. Others has been mentioned about the use of AI for certain financial procedures, maybe to make the procurements a bit more better, but also internally how, for instance, the budget is allocated. AI can also help there. You've seen AI that's being used to strengthen cyber security. So, for instance, AI systems that can detect cyber attacks or identify more sophisticated ways of cyber attacks. Because you have to also imagine the cyber domain itself. There's more and more cyber threats that also are now facilitated by AI, but the defense can also just be facilitated as well. There's a lot of focus also on predictive maintenance. So this is the use of AI to kind of predict what kind of systems or maybe train tracks or maybe bridges might actually be more in need of maintenance than others. So you can already fix an issue before it might even show up. And there's a lot of focus on the use of AI within public procurement processes. So maybe helping businesses make better offers, analyzing the offers, and a lot of the other mundane tasks about the procedures around public procurement. And also a very important element of this form is the AI that's being used to improve the detection of fraud. And this is actually quite an impactful area of deployment that has already seen quite a lot of scandals, but also a lot of opportunities. So it's a very delicate balancing act on how to use the detection of AI for fraud-related cases. Some examples that I can show, but there are hundreds of these, as you can see in all of these different domains. But like I said, there is, for instance, the example of Tengai, which was experimented with in a Swedish municipality. And Tengai is a robot face that was being used to help them better find staff members. So they kind of said, well, you know, we as people also have a bias, and if we use some part of the recruitment process with an AI tool, we might actually see maybe our own biases, and then we can have a better candidate. Others are very mundane tasks, right? So in the Estonian parliament, they automatically transcribe parliamentary sessions. So before that, they had stenographers that were typing out every session, and they had an issue that they couldn't find staff members to replace them with. It was quite tedious work. So they used AI to do that for them, and now they just have someone to check if it's correct, but they don't have to type it again. And an example of the fraud detection is in Spain, which is, for instance, Veripol, where they tried to detect potential fraudulent police reports. They had an issue that for insurance fraud, for instance, people submit false police reports, and police have to spend a lot of time on those cases. So with AI, it can better detect, well, actually, these might not be real, so they can allocate their time a bit more effectively. The use of this AI in these internal processes might not directly impact citizens, but actually can be very influential in the way government organizations work, or maybe how operations are changed behind the scenes. And a question, of course, arises, do civil servants actually have the capabilities and the skill sets to work well with these kind of AI systems, especially when they're deployed in very crucial areas? And also very important, how's the internal governance organized? Is more and more AI systems find their place within these inner apparatus of government organizations? And very importantly as well is how to balance this act of fraud detection, because there is definitely some cases where maybe the hunt for fraud that doesn't exist created a witch hunt, which of course we don't want to have. We want to really get the people that are fraudulent and not innocent people. And you can get flagged incorrectly by AI, and what do you do then?